Welcome fight fans to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this August upcoming title fight between Serhii Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz. Guys, if you've been in this game as long as I have as boxing fans, you know that the promoters, the fighters, they pull on our heartstrings. Sometimes we get teased with matchups that we want to see. Sometimes they take place. Sometimes they're signed, and then unfortunate events happen. So we know a few months back when Vergil Ortiz signed to fight Tim Tszyu, the world was going crazy. Everybody was stoked to see that fight, and then just as our hopes got up, they came crashing down when we heard that Tim Tszyu was still medically suspended due to that horrific cut or gash on his head that he suffered against Seb Fundora. But in steps the champion, interim albeit, the WBC champ, Serhii Bohachuk, to take on Vergil Ortiz. This fight was announced a month ago, August 10th in Las Vegas. It'll be happening a week after the Riyadh season event in Los Angeles, headlined by Terrence Crawford and Israel Madrimov. We know Ortiz was originally on that card with Tszyu, but a week later we get Bohachuk. It's a title fight, and I'm equally as excited about this one. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down both fighters. I'm going to remind everyone what they've been up to. We're gonna talk about their careers, who they've been fighting. We're gonna compare and contrast both guys' resumes. We're gonna see some pros and cons. I'm not gonna make this a prediction video. This is simply a video to talk about what they've been up to and give you guys more information. So as the fight date comes closer, you guys will have a better understanding on who to cheer for on the 10th. And be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video because we're gonna talk about the odds that Vegas just released, and we'll learn a little bit about who we should put our money on. Guys, when I think about Bohachuk versus Ortiz, we gotta start and finish with their combined records. 45-1 with 44 knockouts. This is a match between two young knockout artists in their prime. We know Bohachuk only has that one loss. We know Ortiz is unblemished. This will be Ortiz's third fight at 154 pounds. He fought his career prior to this at 147. And good news for Vergil fans, or good news for boxing fans, this would be Vergil's third fight in 2024 after a slew of injuries and bad luck has pretty much stapled his career over the last 3 to 4 years. So good to see Vergil healthy, good to see him active, and with all young, talented boxers, we just want to see them fight. Now let's take a closer look at Serhii Bohachuk. Guys, Bohachuk is 24-1 with 23 knockouts. He's currently ranked number 6 in the world at 154 pounds. He has 97 pro rounds under his belt, and he walks into the ring with a 96% knockout to win ratio. He currently holds the WBC Interim World Super Welterweight title, and the 6-foot-tall Ukraine Orthodox fighter is 29 years old with a 73-inch reach, and his adoring fans call him El Flaco. He last took on Brian Mendoza, who was 22-3, UD in the 12th. Patrick Alati, 42-4, knockout in the first. Nathaniel Gallimore, 22-6, knockout in the 6th. Aaron Cooley, 16-4, knockout in the 2nd. We know that Bohachuk's only blemish on his record was a tough loss against a gritty Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams has fought the likes of Willie Monroe Jr. and Charlo. We know Bohachuk, what he wants to do. He's big for the division. He's gonna be taller and longer than Ortiz. He has pop, and he's gonna be there to get hit. This should be a fun, action-packed, back-and-forth fight for as long as it lasts. Now let's take a closer look at Vergil Ortiz. Guys, Vergil's 21-0 with 21 knockouts. He's currently ranked number 1 in the world at 154 pounds. Throughout his career, he has banked 71 pro rounds, and he carries with him into the ring that sparkling 100% knockout to win ratio. The American's 26 years old, and the Orthodox fighter stands at 5'10" with a 70-inch reach. He last fought Thomas Delorme, 26-6, knockout in the first. Frederick Lawson, 30-3, knockout in the first. Michael McKinson, 22-0, knockout in the 9th. Mean Machine, 22-1, knockout in the 8th. Maurice Hooker, 27-1, knockout in the 7th. Like I started this video, I was talking about some of the knocks on Vergil has been his inactivity and his health. It has seemed that he has turned a page in his career. At only 26 years old, third fight of 2024, third fight at 154 pounds, I personally feel we could put to rest some of the issues he had making weight. We know that he suffered from rhabdo due to a rapid weight loss as well as an output. If you guys are unfamiliar with rhabdo, it's actually pretty common in CrossFitters and endurance athletes. It's when poisons and toxic gets into the blood due to overtraining. So when people talk about Vergil Ortiz's health issues, a lot of it was because the guy's such a savage in the gym and he was cutting a monster amount of weight. It's good to see him healthy. It's good to see him at 154. And with this being his third fight in the division, by far, it's his biggest and toughest test. He will have an opportunity to become a world champion interim, albeit the WBC strap will be on the line. Las Vegas has released their odds. Surprise to some, surprise to none. Vergil Ortiz is almost a 4-1 favorite, even though he's the challenger and he's relatively the new guy to the division. I want to know what your thoughts on those odds. Do you think that that is rightfully so, or do you think the champion Bohachuk should be the favorite? In the comments, let me know what you think. Now let's look at these guys side by side. Bohachuk's going to be the taller guy. He's going to have the longer reach and he's going to have more experience. The one thing that Vergil is going to have is in his mind, he still feels he can knock everyone out and he's never lost. Both guys are knockout artists. That one blemish on Bohachuk's record, it shouldn't bother him too much, but he's not undefeated. So psychologically going into a fight, that matters regarding fighters thinking that they're either invincible, that they could take risks that they haven't paid for yet. And sometimes in boxing, whether you're staying in the pocket, you're a counterpuncher, this comes to show in fights like this. Time will tell. Like I said, I'm not making this a prediction video, but you guys feel free to predict in the comment section below. Remember about those odds. Do you think it's fair that Vergil is close to a 4-1 favorite? And also going into the 10th, who do you expect to win this fight? Bohachuk or Ortiz? Let me know all that in the comment section below.